Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Dr. Alessandro. Please like and subscribe. And this video is for kind of the late stage dental students or for new grads or residents as well. And it's about maybe earning supplemental income. I know that when you're early in your career or you're a resident or you're doing something along those lines, of course, income can be a little bit tight. And of course, you have the giant student loans that are, quite, let's face it, pretty crushing. So how can you earn extra income while still using your dental skills? So one such way is actually by joining the reserves in the military. Now, this isn't for everybody, of course. So you have to weigh the pros and cons. You have to know that if you join the reserves, of course, you've got 1 weekend a month of obligation and then 2 weeks out of the year. So that's going to take you away from things. And so you have to plan ahead for that. You have to plan ahead for that if you're a resident or if you're in private practice. No matter how you slice and dice it, you got to be ready for that. You also have to be ready for the possibility of being deployed. That does happen sometimes. So those are things you have to keep in mind. But what are the benefits? Because there are some benefits to it. So the benefits, you get monthly pay. So at first, if you're kind of early on in your military career, it might not be much, but over time and over promotions, it does tend to start to, get better. What are other benefits? Healthcare. You do get very low cost healthcare insurance. That's a big bonus. That's a big benefit. And I think that that's something that's worth thinking about. What else could there be? Well, you get to experience a whole new way of doing things in a whole new world to a certain extent. You get to travel, certainly, you could do that. But a really big one is, and it's not available all the time. So not available all the time. I want you to make this clear. You have to talk to your recruiter about it. And they might be a little bit vague, which happens sometimes. But there are possibility of sign-on bonuses. Now, if you sign on, to do a 3-year tour, if you want to call it that, you may be eligible to get $25,000 a year for 3 years. Now, that's pre-tax. Let's keep that in mind. Pre-tax. Post-tax could be less than that. But nevertheless, that's a nice chunk of change. It's not always offered. That's why I have to tell you, they can be a little bit vague and nebulous about it because at times it can be available, but at other times it might not be. And even the different branches are all kind of the same. Sometimes they can offer this for you, but other times they can't. So I can't tell you one branch will automatically always have it and others won't, because that's not the case. Sometimes it comes available, and if that happens to occur, you should probably take advantage of that if you have the opportunity. So which branch would I recommend? As I speak right now, I'm going to tell you that the Air Force and Air National Guard are probably the way to go at this point. The culture is very positive. I think the leadership has been very positive. All in all, it's a good experience, and I think that that's, of course, the number one. What can I say about the Army? I don't know. I would say if you know anybody who is in the Army Reserves, maybe refer to them, talk with them, reach out, ask them questions, find out what they think. And finally, we come to the Navy. Can I recommend the Navy as a source? Right now, I'm going to say no. Leadership has been kind of shaky at times. I'm not sure what's going on. And the one thing that they have that's going on, if you end up promoting to senior leadership, that is, if you end up being an Officer 5 or a commander or higher, there's a little issue where they don't have enough paying spots for people of that rank. So believe it or not, you might end up getting cut out of a paid position and being put into a position where you have to show up every drill weekend and you don't get paid at all and you lose your healthcare benefits. Now, if all that sounds kind of crazy and not so good, well, it's true. It's happened to a lot of people at the commander and captain levels, and it continues to happen. And it even happened to me briefly, but I was in the process of transferring to the Air National Guard, and I only had to endure that for 1 month before transferring to the Air National Guard. Really, I can say that if you're in the lieutenant commander ranks, there are automatic positions for everybody, and you're just fine. But if you end up promoting beyond that, it becomes kind of a game of chance. And not a very good one because, again, you could lose your pay and lose your benefits, and then you have to apply for positions and hope to get one. That's the apply system that the Navy has. So not real smart, not a good system. Don't recommend the Navy if you're going to promote beyond a certain point. I would say stick with the Air National Guard or Air Force Reserves. instead. And it's probably a lot better of a course. And Army, don't know. So reach out to the Army folks. But that said, hey, I appreciate you joining me on the channel. Thank you so much, and hope you're all staying well and healthy.